Welcome back to my series on the top 10 most powerful techniques in Oblivion. This is part 3, Tank Everything, and we'll just get right back into it with number 6, Resist Normal Damage. Alright, so, as you guys can see, this guy's
Jump on my sword.
Let me show you here real quick. System. I am on master difficulty, so this guy should really be walloping me, and I'm not taking any damage. Not a single point. This is because I did, for this video right here that you're currently watching, I did go and infect myself with vampirism. So I have, as you can see here, I am at the second stage of vampirism. It goes 5, 10, 15, 20 for each stage. So, is you have vampirism, and I have 104%, just over 100%, and I am functionally invulnerable to normal weapons. These guys could stand here and wallop me all day and I wouldn't fall over. I am immune to damage. There are, of course, limits to that, so let's go over that. Okay, so let's talk about equipment here for a little bit. This is it's not like with some of the other strategies that I've talked about, where there's some flexibility. It's a very rigid equipment list. This is the only way to do this. There are, let me show you guys, a few other items here, like anything with the blade blade turning on it. The Quartz Cuirass gives 15%. The Crusader Cuirass also gives 15%. And the Crusader Greaves, if you get them between 16 and 20 only, also gives 15%. But that's a bug. So I choose not to use that, and it is fixed in the unofficial patch. In the unofficial patch, that's gone. But you can if you want to. It gives you another 4%. That brings me one of the major drawbacks with this setup, is that even with this setup, you still have 94%. You don't have 100%. Even if you use the Greaves, you're still 2% short. Only way to get 100%, you gotta be a vampire. This, while powerful, has its limitations, because it is hyper-specific. It is, as it says here, normal weapon damage. So it doesn't work against monsters. This includes minotaurs. If a minotaur walks up and hits you with an ebony warhammer, you're taking that damage. This doesn't work against that. And it only works against unenchanted weapons. So if something attacks you with a weapon that does fire damage, you're taking that fire damage. And as previously discussed, it is extremely difficult to get 100%. The only way, like I said a minute ago, I had to get vampirism to get up over 100%. But it's not worth all of the effort. I mean, like I said, this is your loadout right here. The shield and the boots are the only flexibility you have in this loadout. So while it's useful to do this, it's like the invisibility spell. Largely redundant, and there's a better way. Let's talk about that. With number 5, Reflect Damage. Perhaps the biggest advantage that this has over Resist Normal Damage is that, as you can see, it works on all these creature types. And you can see they're all going to town on me. I'm not taking any damage from any of them. Oh, there goes the bear. I don't think these trolls are ever going to die because they're healing faster than they're taking damage. But I think you guys get the point. Alright, let's talk about equipment first and foremost, because it's a simple discussion. You only need 3 pieces. Now, granted, the raiment of the Crimson Scar does take up the boots, greaves, armor, and gauntlets. So it's technically 4 pieces, but let's take a look at this thing. This is a really good piece of equipment. It is worth taking up 4 slots, because in addition to the Reflect, it gives you Fortify on blades, marksman, sneak, speed, and agility. Everything you need to be a proper rogue, assassin, what have you. This is, if your stats aren't maxed out, this is a really good piece of equipment. Plus, I mean, just look at it. It just looks awesome. I think this is probably because it's obviously based on the Dark Brotherhood armor. You know, it's got the black hand on it. It's probably the coolest looking armor in the game. So I'd be cool wearing this. But there are alternatives. If you don't want to take up 4 slots here, there are alternatives, and I'll get to that in a second. Then, of course, there's the Necklace of Swords. Now, this is probably the toughest piece to get. This and this are in a fixed location, and you can go get them, and they're always there. The Necklace of Swords, which also has Fortified Blade on it, in addition to the reflect damage, is random loot. You can only get it by random luck. I couldn't find it by random luck. I had to use a console command to spawn it in for this video. This item is random. There's no way to guarantee yourself you're going to get this. But there are other items you can use to replace this. But it is, I just wanted to demonstrate, possible to get 100. I think I got more than 100%. What am I at here? I think I'm like at 103. Yeah, 103% with just 3 items. So that gives a tremendous amount of flexibility. Especially when you look at all the other options you got. Now, I don't want to go through all of these because I'm going to go over some of them in future videos. But basically, given the options and the flexibility and the increased usefulness of this against a broader range of enemies, makes overall reflect damage superior to absorb damage. So one last thing I wanted to mention, neither one of these techniques works on fall damage, so keep that in mind before you go jumping off a tall cliff. But that's it. That's all I got for now. So next time, we are going to do some magical stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for checking out my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.